Hello everyone. In this video, I will bring to you the best 300 series in English. This is for August part 4. Let's start the video. Union Home Minister has introduced the Constitutional Amendment Bill. So this is the 130th Constitutional Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha, proposing the removal of the Prime Minister or State Chief Minister or any other minister at the center or at the state level if they are arrested and held in custody for serious criminal offences. So a minister will be removed from office if he has been arrested and detained in custody for how many consecutive days? The answer is 30 days. The answer is 30 days. So let me show you. This is the 130th Constitutional Amendment Bill and it applies to all the states and it also applies to the Union Territory of Delhi. So basically, a minister will be removed from the office if he is accused of an offence punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years or more, which means if he is accused of any serious crime for which the punishment is 5 years or more, and if he has been arrested and detained in custody for 30 consecutive days. Now, a minister in the central government will be removed by the president on the advice of the prime minister. This advice is to be given on the 31st consecutive day that the minister is in custody. If the Prime Minister does not advise the President by this time, the Minister will cease to hold the office from that day thereafter. The same provision will also apply at the state level, with the Governor of the state acting on advice of the Chief Minister. In case of Delhi, the acting authority will be the President on the advice of the Chief Minister. So this will promote accountability. Gone are the days when the ministers or Prime Minister or Chief Ministers were accused of serious offences and they continue to enjoy being in office. That will not happen anymore. And in the case of Prime Minister or a Chief Minister of a state or Delhi, he must resign by the 31st consecutive day of custody. If he does not resign by this time, he will cease to hold the office from the day thereafter. And there is no bar on reappointment. A minister who is removed from the office under this provision may be reappointed after being released from the custody. Two more bills have been introduced. The Government of Union Territories Amendment Bill 2025. So it was introduced in Lok Sabha on 20th of August. This bill amends the Government of Union Territories Act of 1963. This act establishes a legislative assembly and constitutes a council of ministers for the Union Territory of Puducherry. And then we have Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Bill 2025. So it was also introduced on 20th of August and it will amend the Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act of 2019. Made in India label scheme is an initiative that lends the support to the manufacturing industry by building a brand reputation, stronger identity and wider reach for Made in India product. So Made in India label scheme is being led by which organization from India? So this is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, which works under the Ministry of Commerce. So let me tell you more about it. This is a voluntary certification scheme. So it is not compulsory that you have to take the Made in India label, but you can. So if the manufacturers want, they can take this label to demonstrate that the products are made in India and are of good quality. So this label displays a QR code and a logo with the information around location of manufacturing, validity of the label and other product specific information. This initiative is led by DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce, and the Quality Council of India and the India Brand Equity Foundation. They are collaborating with DPIIT in an advisory capacity. So Quality Council of India and India Brand Equity Foundation, they will be advisors to the DPIIT. So what is the objective of the scheme? Give the identity to the product based on its origin. It develops a mechanism to qualify the brand and product of Indian origin. It also supports in recognizing the products of Indian origin in domestic and international markets. And Made in India label strengthens the positioning of the product in the competitive market, and we can charge a premium also for that particular product. So this is the eligibility criteria. Now for the success of the scheme, government has proposed 995 crore for 3 years. And this scheme focuses specifically on the MSME sector also, because MSME sectors, if they get Made in India label, then they can charge a premium. Now there is a minimum value addition criteria. This is very important. The set criteria for value addition is 50%. However, exceptions can exist based on industry consultations. So 50% minimum value addition has to be there in India. for it to qualify as a made in India product. 50% minimum value addition. And the selected products will be identified in the pilot sector. Their value chain will be analyzed, and based on that, the final product will be then given the made in India label. So here you can see that selected enterprises which comply with the certificate requirement will be onboarded on the Made in India portal, and then the label will be provided to the selected enterprises who meet the quality standards. Which of these institute has developed India's first pollinator habitat restoration kit designed to conserve pollinators and enhance the crop productivity? Enhance the crop productivity. Which institute am I talking about? So this institute works under Indian Council of Agriculture Research. It is Directorate of Floriculture Research, which is located in Pune. The answer is option C. So they have developed India's first pollinator habitat restoration kit. Now what is the meaning of this? So there are a lot of insects like bees, like butterflies, etc., moth. They play a very important role in food security because 35% of the global food production, crop production, depends on their services. But because of the habitat loss and pollution and declining biodiversity, these species are under threat. So what have the scientists designed? They have designed a kit after years of extensive research, right? And this research was done on different types of pollinators. So more than 600 different ornamental plant species they were studied for their ability to attract 153 different pollinator species. So this kit has the seeds. This kit will have the seeds of 20 seasonal flowering plants, and these flowering plants are known to attract pollinators, right? So in your farmhouse, just put this kit, all these 20 plants, and you will see lot of honeybees and butterflies and moths and all of that. So you basically attract the pollinators, right? And then what will happen? There are a lot of pollinator dependent crops like onion, cucumber, mango, pomegranate, custard apple, etc., etc. Once the pollinator comes into your farm on these flowering plants, 20 flowering plants in the kit, they will also help in pollination of other crops. So that is what is the idea. So fantastic question. So this is how the kit looks like. So what is there in the kit? Seasonal flower seeds, info on pollinator friendly plants and conservation tips. It boosts the pollinator abundance, crop productivity and quality, and helps the beekeepers improve bee health and honey yield. Which film has won the Best Film Award at the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne? So Melbourne is a city in Australia, very famous because Australian Open is played here, the tennis tournament. And the answer is Homebound. Homebound. So IFFM is the largest Indian film festival outside India. And this is a film which is directed by filmmaker Neeraj Ghaiwan. Homebound. It was declared as the best film, and Neeraj Ghaiwan was declared as the best director. Let me show you. So best film is Homebound. Best director is Neeraj Ghaiwan for Homebound. Then we have best actor male Abhishek Bachchan for I Want to Talk. Best actor female is Geeta Kailasham for Angammal movie. And best indie film is Angammal. So best film is Homebound and best indie film is Angammal. So I think that's all. That's all you should know. Nothing more. And Amir Khan was the chief guest in this film festival. Now this festival is taking place every year since 2009. 2009. Is that clear? Now which film was declared as the best film in the National Film Awards? Those are more important. So the best feature film was 12th Fail. 12th Fail, which is a Hindi movie based on the life of an IAS officer. And the best non-feature film was Flowering Man, which is a Hindi film. Flowering Man. And then Excellence in Cinema Award was given to the chief guest Amir Khan. Amir Khan. Which of the following city has become the first in India to install portable solar panels between the railway tracks? Look here. Between the railway tracks, there are solar panels which are put. Very innovative idea because lot of land is saved by that, right? You are using the land which is almost unusable between the railway tracks. So it has been done in Varanasi. So Varanasi is the first city to install portable solar panel between the railway track, which promotes sustainable energy. And it happened where? It happened at the Varanasi Locomotive Works. Varanasi Locomotive Works, which is one of the most important locomotive manufacturing units in India. One small thing I will add here. Recently, the East Central Railway, they basically ran the Asia's longest freight train, 4.5 kilometer long, which is called Rudrastra. And the first journey of this train was from Chandoli in UP to Gadwa in Jharkhand. Gadwa in Jharkhand. Make sense? Indian Army has launched a civil military integration initiative in Assam and Manipur to enhance the coordination between security forces, state administration and civil institution. What is the name of this exercise? Indian Army wants to be closer to the citizens. It helps in national integration, it helps in surveillance, it also helps in getting the intelligence data from the citizen. So this exercise was called Samanvay Shakti. The Samanvay is a Hindi word which means synergy. Synergy. So this is a 10-day exercise and it was done in Laepuli. Laepuli is a place in Tinsukia district of Assam, and it was also done in Manipur side by side. Okay. Now, do you know that there is a woman from Manipur? So Manipur woman has become the first ever woman to to join the special protection group which protects the Prime Minister of India. What is her name? Adaso Kapesa. Adaso Kapesa from Senapati district of Manipur. First ever woman to join SPG. SPG. Now, Union Minister of State for Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, he informed about the Ann Chakra. Ann Chakra is a supply chain optimization tool under the PDS, Public Distribution System, developed in collaboration with which institute and FIT from IIT Delhi. So the Department of FIT, which is called Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer of IIT Delhi, and World Food Program, which is headquartered in the capital of Italy, that is Rome. So they all came together to devise Ann Chakra. Ann Chakra is a supply chain optimization tool under the public distribution system. So it will save a lot of money because it will optimize the supply chain, right? So we will be able to save around 250 crore rupees per year because of this. So it will help in the cost reduction in transportation, logistics, etc. And it has been developed by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution in collaboration with World Food Program and FIT of IIT Delhi. And this initiative will be spearheaded by the Department of Food and Public Distribution, which works under the same name ministry. World Food Program is based in Rome in Italy. So how will it work? The project leverages advanced algorithm to identify optimal routes and ensure seamless movement of the food grains across supply chain mode. And the operation of this magnitude involves a complex supply chain, relying on the multiple stakeholders starting from the farmers to fair price shops. So this exercise has covered 4.37 lakh fair price shops and approximately 6,700 warehouses, which are involved in the PDS supply chain. PDS supply chain. India Post has announced that the nationwide launch of Information Technology 2, Advanced Postal Technology APT, it will enable India Post to support full-fledged digital transactions and accept UPI payments for services from customers of any bank. It is been developed indigenously by whom? This IT APT, which will allow India Post to accept digital payments and UPI payments, etc. It has been developed by Center for Excellence in Postal Technology. We call it CEPT. Center for Excellence in Postal Technology. And Center for Excellence in Postal Technology, this system IT APT will be based on the Meghraj 2, which is the cloud platform of the Government of India. And it will be supported by BSNL's nationwide connectivity. BSNL's nationwide connectivity. Is that clear? And there are 1.65 lakh post offices in India. So it will cover all the post offices of India. You know, earlier UPI transactions of only India Post Payment Bank accounts were supported at the post offices for purchase of various services. But now they will be able to accept now the UPI payments from any bank. From any bank, right? And this Meghraj cloud is a product of National Informatics Center, which works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. And India Post works under the Ministry of Communication. Ministry of Communication. Recently, which of these organizations has launched Tourism Vision 2047? It's a roadmap designed to boost India's tourism economy to $3 trillion by 2047. There is a huge tourism potential in India. So FAITH, Federation of Associations in the Indian Tourism and Hospitality, FAITH. FAITH is a organization, FAITH. And FAITH is a body of the tour and travel and hospitality sector in India. It's an industry body. So recently the FAITH conclave was organized, in Taj Palace Hotel in New Delhi. And that is where this vision was launched. So what is the vision? Well, the vision is we want to attract, so this is the vision, Tourism Vision 2047. We want to attract 100 million inbound tourists, generate 20 billion domestic visits, 200 million tourism related jobs, and $400 billion in foreign exchange earnings. And also, one of the objective is that we want to double the contribution of the tourism sector in India's GDP. Currently, it is 5%. So we will increase it to 10% over the next 20 years, that is by 2047. The tourism sector contributes 5% to India's GDP. We want to increase it to 10% by 2047. Also, in the World Economic Forum's Travel and Tourism Development Index, we want to among the top 5 countries by 2047. And all of these achievements, if we are able to achieve, they will be based on 4 pillars: policy reforms in tourism, international and domestic marketing, infrastructure development, and sustainability. West Bengal government has launched Shram Shri scheme, which is aimed at helping Bengali migrant workers returning to the state after facing harassment in other parts of India. So under the scheme, eligible workers will receive how much per month for up to 1 year or until they get employment in West Bengal. So very nice scheme. So basically lot of Bengali migrant workers, they were called Bangladeshis, and they were asked to show papers and all of that. Because of that, they are facing joblessness and they were forced to return to West Bengal. So these people will get 5,000 rupees per month for 1 year or until they secure employment in West Bengal. So this is called Shram Shri Yojana. This is called Shram Shri. Also in West Bengal, there is a scheme which has been started called Amader Para Amader Samadhan, our neighborhood, our solution. Here 27,000 camps will be organized in the next 60 days, which will cover 80,000 polling booths. And government will spend 10 lakh rupees per booth. If you face any problem like any problem like road repair, street light installation, drinking water supply, anything, just go to your nearest booth and file your complaint and action will be taken. Which of the following states' traditional mandua or ragi variety, Jhumkia mandua, has been granted formal protection as a farmer variety by Plant Variety and Farmers' Rights Protection Authority in New Delhi? So, which states farmers they grow this Jhumkia mandua? It is a type of a millet. It is a type of a ragi variety. The answer is Uttarakhand. So they have got the patent protection now. This is Uttarakhand's agriculture heritage, right? So this comes at a time when the traditional crops are under threat from climate change and modern farming practices. So this recognition of Jhumkia Munda it will go a long way in protecting this crop, And this is a millet variety. It thrives best in the hilly areas of Uttarakhand. It is copper brown in color. You can see the color. It is copper brown with a rough texture. Also, there are a lot of institutes which are promoting this variety. Like there is Vivekanand Parvatiya Krishi Anusandhan Sansthan in Almora, etc. etc. And it is protected under the Protection of Plant Variety and Farmers' Rights Act of 2001. Right? PPVFR Act. Protection of Plant Variety and Farmers' Rights Act of 2001. So what does it do? So the act contains compulsory license provisions and establishes a prize for communities that develop artificial or conserve natural biodiversity. So there are prizes which are given to the local communities for either developing artificial biodiversity or conserving natural diversity. India's first drone forensic laboratory has been set up at which place? It was announced long back. Finally, it is here. So it has been set up in Lucknow in UP. India's first drone forensic lab. Right? It has been set up at Uttar Pradesh State Institute of Forensic Sciences, which is in Lucknow. So this laboratory has been set up by Mr. Milind Raj. He is an expert in drone technology. He is sometimes also known as Drone Man of India. His name is Mr. Milind Raj. So this lab will enable the police to track, decode and investigate the drones in real time. It will help the forensic experts in determining the drone's flight path, takeoff location, payload capacity and potential hazards like explosives, etc. This lab will also serve as a training center for the police people when it comes to drones. Which of the following town in UP has been officially renamed as Parshurampuri? So this is Jalalabad town. Jalalabad town is located in Shahjahanpur district in UP. So Lord Parshuram, he was one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu, and yeah, it will promote tourism. People will get to know about the place because it is the birthplace of Lord Parshuram. In fact, it has an ancient temple also dedicated to him. So it will be called Parshurampuri. In fact, Lord Parshuram is also one of the Chiranjeevi or immortals. Parliament has passed the Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Bill to promote e-sports and online social games. According to the bill, offering online money gaming services will be punishable with imprisonment for up to 3 years, a fine of up to how much or both. So basically, Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Bill will ban the gambling. Government is only against gambling. They are not against esports and online games. They are against gambling. And if you are found, if you are offering any online money gaming service, money is an important word. If you are offering online money gaming services, then you will be punishable with imprisonment for up to 3 years, a fine of up to 1 crore or both. So this basically there is like death of companies like MPL and all. Their online gambling part is dead, and we'll see how they are able to cope up now because it has become very difficult for them to earn money. Now there are some other provisions also. This I have told you that if you are offering any online money game, then you are punishable up to 3 years in prison or 1 crore rupees fine or both. If you are advertising online money game, then you are punishable with imprisonment up to 2 years, a fine of up to 50 lakh or both. If you are facilitating any financial transaction of such services, then you will be punishable in prison for up to 3 years, a fine of 1 crore rupees or both, like that, right? And non-compliance with directions or guidelines issued by the central government or the authority will be punishable with a civil penalty of up to 10 lakh rupees. Right? So these are all the things that you need to keep in mind. Union Minister of Textile has inaugurated the Kunj. It's a flagship retail and cultural destination dedicated to celebrating and promoting the diverse heritage of Indian handicrafts and handlooms in New Delhi. So the Kunj has been conceived and developed by whom? The Kunj is a destination for Indian handicrafts and handloom developed by Office of the Development Commissioner for Handicrafts. Office of the Development Commissioner of Handicraft. This Office of the Development Commissioner works under the Ministry of Textiles. So Kunj is India's first such initiative dedicated to promoting the crafts at this large scale. Right? Even all the handicrafts, they come under the Ministry of Textile only. So how will Kunj work? So Kunj will work in different ways. It will protect intellectual property of the artisan. It will have a gallery that will have masterpiece handicrafts. That gallery will be called Karigar Sangam. It will have curated retail and brand showcases, Kala Manch, which is a art platform, Kalp Kosh, Drishti, that is exhibition on different regional crafts, cultural performances, etc. Ran Samvad. The first ever tri-service dialogue led exclusively by the serving officers will be hosted at which location? We are calling it Run Samvad. So it is taking place, Run Samvad, in Mau in Madhya Pradesh. Mau is in Indore. Mau is also the birthplace of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So this is the first time it is taking place, Run Samvad. Run means war. Run means war. And this is taking place in the Army War College. Army War College is in Mau in Indore in Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh. So a lot of war related things will be discussed here. Even Rajnath Singh, the defense minister, also participated here. As per the recent information, Indian Army is hosting Mil Medicon. It's an international conference on physical and mental trauma in military settings. So where was this held recently? Where was this organized recently? The answer is New Delhi. The answer is New Delhi, in Manekshaw Center in New Delhi by the Indian Army. By the Indian Army. India's first ESG lab, Environmental, Social and Governance Lab, has been inaugurated in which city recently? It has been inaugurated recently in Mumbai. So what will happen here? What is the importance of ESG? Well, ESG talks about environmental factors, extreme weather events. It talks about the social factors like inequality, poverty. It talks about the governance factors like social responsibility, corporate governance. I mean, all these things. So, now SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, it has mandated the top 1000 listed companies. They must disclose their ESG performance every year. ESG performance every year, right? So now ESG lab has been opened in Mumbai. Which of the following city will host the Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship 2025? Commonwealth of Nations is headquartered in London. Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship will be organized in Ahmedabad. In Ahmedabad. So 3 major international sports events will be organized in Ahmedabad. Which are these? Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship, Asian Aquatics Championship, and AFC Under 17 Asian Cup Football Qualifiers. All will take place in Ahmedabad. Let me tell you more about it. So the Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship will be held at Naranpura Sports Complex in Ahmedabad. More than 350 players from 29 countries will participate, and Mirabai Chanu from India, she will also participate. And which other events are taking place? Asian Aquatic Championship will also take place in Ahmedabad. Asian Aquatic Championship, right? So this is the 11th edition of Asian Aquatic Championship. It will take place from 28th September to 10th of October. And finally, one more event, which is the AFC Under 17 Asian Cup Football Qualifiers. That will also be taking place in Ahmedabad. And we have big plans for Ahmedabad. We want even the Olympics to be hosted in Ahmedabad in 2036. But a lot depends on whether we get the hosting rights or not. Prime Minister of India has inaugurated the first unit of 660 megawatt of the 1320 megawatt Buxar thermal power project at Chausa, worth around 6,880 crore rupees. This project is implemented by which company? This project will be implemented by Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Thermal Private Limited, which is a company headquartered in Shimla. So there will be 2 units of 660 megawatt. Total capacity will be 1320 megawatt. This is the Buxar thermal power project. Now in Bihar, Asia Rugby Emirates Under 20 Championship is taking place. Rugby tournament in Rajgir. And the mascot is a rabbit, which is called Ashoka. Ashoka the rabbit. Which space organization has introduced Surya Heliophysics Foundational Model? It is an advanced artificial intelligence system designed to understand and forecast the space weather. So Surya weather forecasting system has been launched by NASA. And Surya is an open source AI foundation model, and it has been developed recently by NASA. Surya means sun, right? So we will be able to predict the space weather that threatens the satellites, power grids and other communication system. So Surya is built on the success of NASA's SDO, Solar Dynamics Observatory, that was launched in 2010. So you can say it is an upgrade over the Solar Dynamics Laboratory of NASA. And SDO captures images of the sun every 12 seconds, and then Surya is much more advanced than that. Very, very important question. In fact, NASA did a mission also on the sun. The name was Parker mission, and the name of India's mission to the sun was called Aditya L1. Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has seized 72 kg of hydroponic weed. Hydroponic means the weed that is grown without the soil, that is called hydroponic weed. Around 72 crore during a Operation Pan India. What was the name of the operation? It was called Weed Out, and it was done by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. Directorate of Revenue Intelligence works under CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom, which works under Department of Revenue of the Ministry of Finance. In fact, there was another operation called Operation Fire Trail, where illegal Chinese crackers were seized by Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. So Operation Fire Trail was also launched. Which of the following state has launched the Ek Bagya Maa Ke Naam project? Means one garden in the name of your mother. So it wants to develop orchards on the private lands of the self-help group women in the name of your mother. The answer is Madhya Pradesh. It draws inspiration from Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Now we'll plant an entire garden in the name of our mother, that is Ek Bagya Maa Ke Naam. Ek Bagya Maa Ke Naam. The cost of this project will be 1000 crore, and 30 lakh horticulture saplings will be planted to develop fruit orchards and boost the livelihoods in Madhya Pradesh. So these are some guidelines. This project is a part of Manrega. So under Manrega, the poor people get 100 days of work every year. So in that work, the planting of orchards will be there. Which of the following organization has launched the campaign called Jagruk Niveshak Surakshit Niveshak, which means aware investor is a safe investor, with the aim of cautioning the investors against fraudsters and curbing fraudulent activities on the social media platforms. So who has launched it? It has been launched by Securities and Exchange Board of India, which is the capital market regulator. And the awareness campaign will be broadcast across all India radio, different FMs which are available, etc. By SEBI. Which telescope has discovered the 29th satellite of Uranus, which is called S2025U1? Which telescope has discovered the 29th satellite of Uranus? It is James Webb Space Telescope of NASA. James Webb Space Telescope. Now there are 29 moons or 29 natural satellites of Uranus which are known. And Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. So most of the planet is made up of water, ammonia and methane. So this is the 29th moon of Uranus which has been discovered recently. Which of the following state has become the first in India to achieve 100% digital literacy? 100% digital literacy. The answer of course is Kerala. And they have made a lot of effort. In fact, they started a mission in 2023 called Digi Keralam Mission. Under which more than 83 lakh families were surveyed. 21 lakh individuals, above the age of 21 lakh total individuals, including 15,000 senior citizens above the age of 90 were trained, and 99.98% of those who were trained, they successfully cleared the digital evaluation. So Digi Keralam project was very successful, and Digi Kerala initiative made sure that there is equitable access to the benefits of the digital revolution. The main aim of Digi Keralam was to promote digital literacy among individuals aged 14 to 65. Who among the following has won the women's single title at the Sepan International Badminton Tournament, which happened in the Northern Mariana Islands? Who was the winner? So the winner of this tournament was Indian, and her name is Tanya Hemanta. She is an Indian badminton player, and currently she is 86th in the global ranking. She is 21 years old and a very, very promising upcoming player. So this tournament is the 4th victory. This is her fourth international series title, which she won. Who among the following has been assigned additional charge of the Governor of Nagaland? Governor of Nagaland. So he is Ajay Kumar Bhalla. Now look, he is already the Governor of Manipur, and he will also discharge the functions of Nagaland Governor in addition to his own duties, because the Governor of Nagaland, La Ganeshan, he passed away recently at the age of 80. At the age of 80. In fact, Mr. Ajay Kumar Bhalla, he has been a former Home Secretary also. He has been a former Home Secretary also. And he is the 19th Governor of Manipur. Which of the following state has topped the Khelo India Water Sports Festival, winning 18 medals? Khelo India Water Sports Festival, very important. It was organized where? First of all, you need to know the location of this festival. So it was organized recently in Dal Lake in Srinagar, and Madhya Pradesh won the medal tally. Let me show you. Madhya Pradesh won 10 gold, 3 silver and 5 bronze, total 18 medal. Odisha was second and Kerala was a close third. But there is a lot of difference between first and second. So it was organized by Sports Authority of India and Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. A lot of games were here, like canoeing, kayaking, all these water games, they were there in this. And don't confuse it with the Khelo India beach games that happened in Diu. Completely different, right? And what was the mascot of this tournament? Khelo India Water Sports Festival? Himalayan Kingfisher bird. Himalayan Kingfisher bird. Which company has launched the third edition of its accelerated innovation scheme called GAINS? So this is Garden Rishi Builder and Engineer. GRSE Accelerated Innovation Nurturing Scheme, or GAINS. So this is a scheme to promote innovation. They invite people and they give them some problem statements, and then the winner gets lot of attractive prizes. So there is a sum of up to maximum 5 lakh rupees that is given to the best ideas, best solutions to the different problems. Garden Rishi Builder and Engineer was also in news. It is a shipyard in Kolkata. It was also in news because it is giving all these survey vessels like Shanshodak, Sandhayak, Ikshak, Nirdeshak. All of these are made by Garden Rishi Builder and Engineer. And recently, the Himgiri, which is the third ship of the Nilgiri class, was also given to the Indian Navy by Garden Rishi Builder and Engineer. Who is the richest Chief Minister of India? This is a research done by Association of Democratic Reforms. Richest Chief Minister is N. Chandrababu Naidu. Let me show you. N. Chandrababu Naidu, his wealth is how much? Well, his wealth is 931 crore. Pema Khandu is the second richest. His wealth is 332 crore. And Siddaramaiah of Karnataka is the third richest. Wealth is 51 crore. Who are the poorest? So Mamata Banerjee is the poorest Chief Minister. Her wealth is only 15 lakh rupees. Omar Abdullah, wealth of only 5 lakh, is the second poorest. And Pinarayi Vijayan of Kerala is the third poorest. 1 crore is his wealth. So this is the data given by Association for Democratic Reforms. Association of Democratic Reforms is a non-government organization, and it's a very prestigious organization, right? Let me show you some more data. So 40% of the chief ministers, they have some sort of criminal cases on them, and 33% of the chief ministers have serious criminal cases against them. 54 crore is the average asset of the chief minister in India, and 2 chief ministers are billionaires. So now if you see some of the other chief ministers and their assets, here you can see Nephew Rio, Mohan Yadav. Obviously everyone has money in crores. Now let's talk about education. So this is the breakdown of education. You can see most of the chief ministers, 30% they are graduate, 20% are graduate professional, 27% are postgraduate. So when it comes to education, they have sufficient education. Then age group, you can see the age group. So 12 chief ministers, they are between the age of 51 to 60, 8 are relatively young, 41 to 50, 4 61 to 70, and 6 are between the age of 71 to 80. 71 to 80. And this organization, Association of Democratic Reforms, is based in Delhi. It was formed in 1999. And this is about their assets, as I said. And So 53% of the chief ministers, their wealth is between 1 to 10 crore. And yeah, so chief minister which have the highest cases against them, A. Revant Reddy has 89 cases against him, highest in India. M.K. Stalin 47, Chandrababu Naidu 19. So these are the three chief ministers with maximum cases against them. NTPC, Maharatan Company NTPC, is laying the foundation stone for constructing 2800 megawatt worth of nuclear power plant in which place? In Rajasthan. So the answer is Banswara. Banswara. This is called Mahi Banswara Rajasthan Atomic Power Plant. Atomic Power Plant. And who is going to set it up? So this plant will be set up by a joint venture company between NTPC and Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. And what is the name of that company? It is called Anushakti Vidyut Nigam Limited. Anushakti Vidyut Nigam Limited, right? So it is a joint venture between NTPC and NPCIL. This is called Mahi Banswara project. Mahi Banswara capacity will be 2800 megawatt. In this, NPCIL will have a 51% stake, NTPC will have a 49% stake. In Rajasthan, we already have the Rawat Bhata nuclear power plant. Rawat Bhata nuclear power plant. Now, which of the following country has been elected as the chairman of the executive board of Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcasting Development during the AIBD General Conference that happened in Phuket in Thailand? Which country? The answer is India. The answer is India. This conference happened from 19 to 21st of August. India was elected as the chairman of the executive board of AIBD. This is a significant milestone for India. And what was the theme of this conference? Media for People, Peace and Prosperity. And where is the headquarters of AIBD? It is in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Deputy Chief Minister of which of the following state has announced the launch of a campaign called Ladki Sun Surakshit Sun to protect the women victims? The answer is Maharashtra. He is Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde. He is also the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So this is to help those victims who are in distress. Also recently, India's first privately funded mathematics research institute has been launched in Mumbai, and it is funded by the Lodha Group. It is funded by the Lodha Group. Which of the following port is said to become the first in India to set up an anti-drone system with the capability to soft kill or neutralize the enemy drones? Soft kill means you jam the enemy drones, and neutralize means you destroy them. That is called hard kill, right? Or you can neutralize them, you can blast them. That capability is there. That is called hard kill or neutralizing the enemy drone. Which is the first port in India? Very nice question. Kandla Port in Gujarat. Kandla Port is located in the Gulf of Kutch area, and this will be also important. This anti-drone surveillance and neutralization system is also important to protect the vital port infrastructure. Vital port infrastructure. Kandla Port is a very important port, and a lot of cargo operations happen from here. Which state government Shakti scheme has achieved a historic milestone by entering the Golden Book of World Record for crossing 500 crore free ticketed women journeys? Shakti scheme. So Shakti scheme is a scheme of the government of Karnataka that gives free bus travel to the women in the KSRTC buses. So this scheme was launched on 11th of June 2023 and till 25th of July, in 2 years. You can see the data, 500 crore. Exact is 504 crore journeys happened free of cost. So it has entered into the Golden Book of World Records. Golden Book of World Records. Which of the following organization has introduced Bronco fitness test for players in an effort to ensure consistency in their high fitness standards? So it has been launched by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI. BCCI, Bronco test. What is Bronco test? So in Bronco test, there are high intensity aerobic running drills which are designed to measure a player's stamina, speed and cardiovascular conditioning. So a player has to run for 20, 40 and 60 meters. And all three distances players have to run. And the goal is to finish the test within 6 minutes. So this test was introduced recently by the BCCI. Earlier we were following a test which was called yo-yo test. Now we are following the Bronco fitness test. Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, they have launched a maritime hackathon. It's a competition to advance research, innovation, startups and entrepreneurship in the maritime sector. So what is the name of this competition? The name of this competition is Marathon. Marathon. And it was organized by this ministry in collaboration with IIT Madras. IIT Madras, the National Maritime Complex and Chennai Port Authority. All of these organizations came together to launch this competition. And attractive prizes are there. So selected startups will get funding support based on which milestone they are. Proof of concept up to 10 lakh, seed funding up to 60 lakh, and for commercial scaling up to 1 crore. Also, in financial year 25, all the major ports of India, they carried how much cargo? 855 million ton. Maximum was carried by the Paradip port in Odisha, and second highest was by Deen Dayal port, and Deen Dayal port is located in Gujarat. So number 1 was the Paradip port, second was the Deen Dayal port. India has outpaced which of the following country in solar energy generation? Now India is the third largest behind China and US in solar power generation. So India earlier was fourth, but we have overtaken Japan now to become the third largest. So Japan's was 96459 gigawatt hour and India's was 108,494 gigawatt hour. China, of course, is number 1 by far, and second is United States of America. United States of America. And if you want to see the total energy capacity, in India, it is almost now 484 gigawatt. Now out of this, 242 is from the thermal or coal, that is thermal based power plant, 8.78 is from nuclear, and 234 is from renewable sources. Our target is to have 500 gigawatt from the renewable sources by 2030. And this is how the non-fossil fuel capacity in India looks like. So solar power is 116 gigawatt, hydro is 49.6 gigawatt, that is large hydro, small hydro is 1%, that is 5.1 gigawatt, biopower is 11.6 gigawatt, nuclear is 8.8 gigawatt, 3.61% of the total, and wind power is 51.6 gigawatt. So after solar power, second highest is the wind power, 51.6 gigawatt or 21.26% of the total non-fossil fuel based capacity of India. Very important question. Which of the following company has officially announced the operational readiness of Kal Bhairav? This is India's first fully indigenous, export-ready, medium altitude, long endurance autonomous combat drone. Combat drones means that it can be used during a war and it can stay in the air for a long time and medium altitude. So it is called Kal Bhairav and it has been developed by Flying Wedge Defense and Aerospace. Flying Wedge Defense and Aerospace Company. So it is called Kal Bhairav. A very, very important question. This is a company that is based in Bengaluru. In fact, it has already got the orders worth $30 million from the Indian Army. Kal Bhairav is designed, developed and manufactured entirely in India. And it has indigenization rate of 80%. 80% content which is used in this drone is Indian. Also, it has a range of 3000 kilometers and it can stay in the air for 30 hours. 30 hours. Which country has retained its position as the most competitive economy in the world? According to 2025 IMD World Competitiveness Ranking Report. This is a very important index, right? So it is Switzerland. Switzerland is the most competitive country in the world and IMD is headquartered in Lausanne in Switzerland. Singapore is second. Hong Kong, that is Special Administrative Region of China, is third. Denmark number 4. So these are the top 10 most competitive countries. Switzerland has a score of 100 and based on that, relative to the score of others is also given. Now what about India? What about India? India's rank is now 41. Last year we were 39 out of 69 countries. Only 69 countries were adjudged. But this year we slipped by 2 positions and we are now 41st. We are now 41st. You can see our performance. Overall rank is 41. Economic performance we are 27. Government efficiency we are 45. Business efficiency we are 25. Infrastructure we are 51. Overall rank is 41. Scientists of which of the following institute, they have developed an innovative and affordable microfluidic device called this. I think it is called Epsilon mu D, that can rapidly determine whether bacteria are resistant or susceptible to antibiotics. So this device has been developed by IIT Madras. IIT Madras. And this device, Epsilon mu D, is based on screen printed carbon electrodes. It is designed for speed, sensitivity, and ease of use. It can give the result within just 3 hours. It will tell you whether the medicine will work on a particular bacteria or not, whether the bacteria is sensitive to a particular antibiotic or not. So a very important discovery. Central government has constituted 2 high-level committees. One to drive the Viksit Bharat vision and another to work on non-financial sector regulatory reform. These committees will be chaired by which person? These committees will be chaired by Rajiv Gauba. Who is he? Rajiv Gauba is the former Cabinet Secretary of India, and currently he is a full-time Niti Aayog member. So let me show you. The 2 committees that I told you, they will be chaired by Rajiv Gauba, but there is one more committee that will be chaired by the current Cabinet Secretary TVS Swaminathan, and that committee is working on deregulation at the state level. Deregulation at the state level. And the 2 committees that will be chaired by Rajiv Gauba, one will be working on realizing the goals of Viksit Bharat, and the second will focus on the reforms in the non-financial sector, the regulatory reforms. Who among the following has been appointed as the new Deputy National Security Advisor? There are more than one Deputy National Security Advisor that we have. They all report to Ajit Doval, who is the National Security Advisor of India. So the one more addition to Deputy NSA, and he is Anish Dayal Singh. So he is the former Director General of CRPF. He is also the former Director General of Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force. And he is vastly experienced because he is a IPS officer from Manipur cadre. So he has been made Deputy National Security Advisor. Who among the following has been appointed as the CEO of FSSAI, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, that works under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare? The answer is Rajit Punhani. Rajit Punhani, right? He will replace Mr. Ganji Kamal V. Rao. And FSSAI has recently inaugurated Mauli. Mauli is a safe, hygienic street food street in Kandivalli near Mumbai. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has inaugurated All India Speakers Conference. It was a 2-day national event which marked a historic moment commemorating the 100 years of Veer Vittal Bhai Patel's election as the first elected Indian President of Central Legislative Assembly. This event was held where? This event was held inside the Delhi Assembly. Delhi Assembly, right? And Delhi Assembly Speaker is Mr. Vijender Gupta. So we are celebrating 100th anniversary of Vittal Bhai Patel. He became the first elected Indian President or Speaker of the Central Legislative Assembly, which was the lower house of the legislature of British India. He was co-founder of Veer Vittal Bhai Patel. He was the co-founder of Swaraj Party, and he was the elder brother of Sardar Patel. He was also a freedom fighter. Also, Delhi Legislative Assembly has become the first in India to be lit entirely by the solar power. Which state government has launched e-Bhavishya? It is a pension reform initiative aimed at ensuring transparent, speedy and hassle-free disbursement of retirement benefits to the government employees. E-Bhavishya initiative for quick and transparent pension disbursal has been launched by the government of Arunachal Pradesh. So this new system will guarantee delivery of the pension payment on the day of retirement, thereby removing any delay. This reform will also introduce real-time updates for retired employees on the status of their pension cases. The Sundarban Tiger Reserve is said to become India's second largest tiger reserve with an expansion of over 1000 square kilometers. So which is the largest tiger reserve in India? Largest tiger reserve in India is the Nagarjun Sagar Sri Salam Tiger Reserve, which is in Andhra. So second largest will be now Sundarban, because 3 more forest ranges, Ramganga, Rai Dighi and Matla, they have been added. So around 1000 square kilometer of area has been added to the Sundarban Tiger Reserve. And India has, according to the official Government of India website, 58 tiger reserves. Nagarjun Sagar Sri Salam is the largest tiger reserve. It is so large that it is spread in 5 districts of Andhra: Nandyal, Prakasham, Palnadu, Nalgonda and Mehboob Nagar. Okay, 1 or 2 are in Telangana now, like Mehboob Nagar is in Telangana, but okay, you get my point. And Sundarban basically has, why it is called Sundarban? It is called Sundarban after the Sundari trees. Sundari trees. And Sundarban Tiger Reserve is spread mainly in the South 24 Pargana district of West Bengal. And a part of the Sundarban is the largest delta in the world, And a part of Sundarban forest is also in Bangladesh. Now, Sundarban is also a tiger reserve. It is a national park. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it is very important overall. It is home to the mangrove forest of India. Recently, which of the following organization has released the guidelines and standard operating procedures for blood transfusion and blood banks for animals in India? Blood transfusion means when you donate blood, one animal will donate blood to other animal. And blood bank for animal. The answer is Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy, which works under the Ministry of Animal Husbandry, Dairy and Fisheries. So standard operating guidelines have been given. Now what are the guidelines? You can see, general things. So standardize the donor selection, blood collection, storage, ensure the donor animal welfare and ethical guidelines, and nothing very special on which MCQ can be made, but okay, this can be important. Because India has 537 million livestock. India has in fact the largest and most diverse livestock in the world. And the livestock sector, the animal, they contribute 5.5% to the India's GDP and 30% to the agriculture GDP of India. So it's not a small thing. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport, they have invited nomination for the National Youth Award. Under the individual category, the award comprises a medal, a certificate, and an award money of how much? So National Youth Award will be given by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and 1 lakh rupees will be given to the whoever wins the award in the individual category. To win the award in the individual category, your age should be between 15 to 29, and you should have excellence in the field of national development or social service, or you can encourage young people to develop a sense of responsibility, or for recognition of your outstanding work as a volunteer, etc., etc. Even in organization category, this award is given. Now, any youth organization, if they get this award, they get 3 lakh rupees, 3 times the amount. 3 times the amount, right? So, this is the award. The central government has made 3 high-level committees for commemorating 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Birsa Munda, and 100th anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, who will be the chairman of all the 3 committees. Chairman of all the 3 committees will be Prime Minister himself, Narendra Modi ji. So we are celebrating 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, 150th birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda, and 100th anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, and 100th birth anniversary of Bhupen Hazarika, the great singer from Assam, Bharat Ratna, and 100th anniversary of MS Swaminathan, the father of Green Revolution in India. So remember all these things. Let me tell you more about the committees. So the committee for Sardar Patel's 150th birth anniversary will have 124 members. The committee on Birsa Munda will have 118 members, and the committee on Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji will have 124 members. The 14th edition of exercise Maitri was conducted in Umroi military station in Meghalaya. Maitri is a joint exercise between which 2 countries? It is done by the armies of India and Thailand. So the answer is Thailand. The answer is Thailand, right? Do we do any other exercise with Thailand? Yes, we do. It is called Ayutthaya. Ayutthaya is an exercise which is done between India and Thailand. Recently, which organization has launched Cerebo? It's an indigenous portable device for rapid radiation-free diagnosis of traumatic brain injuries, aiming to improve emergency and rural healthcare access. Because of brain injuries, you can suffer from stroke, paralysis, and many other things. Brain injuries are very dangerous and very, very painful. So Indian Council of Medical Research, they have launched a device called Cerebo. Now more than 1 lakh people die in India because of head injuries every year. And to diagnose the brain injuries timely is very important to save the patients. So Cerebo will be very useful in that regard. It's a diagnostic device that will use infrared spectroscopy, and it also has machine learning algorithms. It is radiation free, it is safe for pregnant women, safe for infants, and it will give color coded results that will give quick decision making in critical situations. India's first living lab approach for climate sensitivity and disaster resilience has been set up in which place recently? This is first living laboratory for climate sensitivity and disaster resilience, and it has been set up in Kerala. Where? So basically there is a place called Kanichar. Kanichar, K-A-N-I-C-H-A-R. Kanichar is a place from 60 kilometers away from Kannur, which is in North Kerala. So Kanichar is a village panchayat. It is India's first village panchayat where a living lab approach has been adopted for enhancing climate sensitivity and people's resilience capacity. What is this living lab model? So living lab approach is an ecosystem that integrates real world settings with research and innovation to create the best solutions. This is a concept that Kerala has borrowed from Netherlands, because in Netherlands living lab approach is followed. So what happens in living lab model? In living lab model, basically what we do is we integrate the real world settings with research and innovation. So it is like we are doing a research on the natural things. We are doing a research on, we are not creating artificial environment. We are integrating the real world settings for research and innovation. And we will also train the local people in Kannur. We will educate the people on disaster risk and train them to protect themselves and others during emergencies. So that is the living lab model. As per recent information, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will attend the 68th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. Where will it take place? Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference will take place in Bridgetown, which is the capital of Barbados. Barbados is a country in the West Indies, in the Caribbean Sea, in the Atlantic Ocean. So India will be represented by Om Birla. India will also be represented by our Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman, Mr. Harivansh. So all these people will go there and they will work on, the parliamentary democracy, etc. Commonwealth Parliamentary Association organizes the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. It is headquartered in London. MiG-21 fighter jet, they are retiring after 6 decades of service in the Indian Air Force. In September, the fighter jet was made by which country? Fighter jet was given to India by Russia, and they have served India very well, but then every plane has an expiry date. And the last flight in MiG was by whom? Squadron Leader Priya and the Chief of the Air Staff. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh. Amarpreet Singh and Priya, they flew the last MiG in India, MiG-21 on 25th of August. That can also be an important question. And they have served India for 60 years. 60 years, right? Now, who has written the book called Secession of the Successful, The Flight Out of a New India? It is written by Sanjay Baru, who is a very renowned economist. He also wrote the book The Accidental Prime Minister, on which the movie was also made. And he has he has held very important positions, So he was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's advisor also. So he also writes in various magazines. So the book is called Secession of the Successful, The Flight Out of New India. National Highway Authority of India, they have collaborated with which organization? They have announced the launch of Project Arohan to support the educational aspirations of the children of the Toll Plaza employees. Toll Plaza employees. The answer is Vertis Infrastructure Trust, which is based in Mumbai. The idea is to remove the financial barriers and bridge the socio-economic divide. They will target economically weaker section students, give them quality education. Which country has joined International Big Cat Alliance by signing the framework agreement recently? International Big Cat Alliance, so it is a initiative of India. Nepal has joined it. Nepal has officially joined it. We want to protect 7 types of big cats. And these countries have joined it now. So India, of course, is the leader. Armenia, Bhutan, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Eswatini, Guinea, Liberia, Nicaragua, Rwanda, Somalia, and Suriname. These countries have joined it so far. So International Big Cat Alliance was launched by Pradhan Mantri Modi on 9th of April 2023. And we want to protect 7 big cats: tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and puma. Also, the headquarters of this organization will be in India. And let me tell you, Bhupender Yadav, the Environment Minister of India, will be the president, and SP Yadav will be the Director General of International Big Cat Alliance. International Big Cat Alliance. India has contributed 150 crore rupees to International Big Cat Alliance from 2023-24 till 2028-29 for 5 years. Department of Higher Education of the Ministry of Education has selected 21 teachers who were given the national awards recently. National awards were given to teachers. These are the teachers from higher education institutions and polytechnic. So how much is the cash award which is given in this? The cash award is 50,000 rupees. So the teachers, they are in different categories. In category 1, we have teachers from higher education institution, and there are 3 subcategories. In category 2, we have the teachers of polytechnic institution. There were total 10 awards in this category. So total 21 teachers were selected. Total 21 teachers were selected from these categories, right? And they were given. So these 21 teachers were from polytechnic, state universities and central higher education institution, means category 1 and category 2 together, and they were given 50,000 rupees award. Look, the teacher should not be more than 55 years of age, and teacher should have at least 5 years of full-time teaching experience, and the teacher should be a regular faculty member. Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE has teamed up with AIMS New Delhi to launch a wellness initiative aimed at strengthening the role of school counselors in supporting the students, especially their mental health, giving them counseling, support, motivation, etc. What is the name of this initiative? The name of this initiative, which has been launched by AIMS and CBSE together, is called Project MATE, Mind Activation Through Education. Mind Activation Through Education. So this program began on 26th of August at AIMS Delhi, and it ran for 5 days till 30th of August. So a lot of counselors, wellness teachers were there. Wellness teachers were there from CBSE affiliated schools across the Delhi NCR, and there was an intensive 5-day training of the students to cope up with mental stress, pressure, and health and nutrition and anxiety, and all these things were there. Which of the following team has won the Durand Cup football tournament? Durand Cup football tournament is a very prestigious tournament, and it was won recently by Northeast United Football Club. Northeast United Football Club. The final match was organized in Kolkata in West Bengal at the Vivekanand Yuva Bharti Kridangan. This was the 134th edition of the Durand Cup. So the winning team was the Northeast United Football Club, and they defeated Diamond Harbour FC in the final. They defeated them by a score of 6-1. It was a very one-sided match. So the winning team got 1.21 crore. The second team, the loser in the final, they got 60 lakh rupees. So they were the runners-up. And who was the best player of the tournament? Golden Ball. Who was the winner of that award? The golden player of the tournament, basically. So it is Aladdin. There is a player called Aladdin Ajari. Union Cabinet has approved the restructuring and extension of Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana, which is run by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Under the new provision, the first tranche loan limit has been increased up to how much from 10,000. So in Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana, in the first tranche, now you can get loan up to 15,000. Up to 15,000, and this scheme has been extended now till 31st of March 2030. So it has already benefited a lot of beneficiaries, and the idea is to from now till 2030, the idea is to benefit 50 lakh new people. 50 lakh new people. So in the first tranche you will get up to 15,000. In the second tranche you will get up to 25,000, and in the third tranche it is not changed, it is 50,000. So maximum loan that you can get is 50,000, provided you pay the first and the second tranche on time. Right? So that is the PM Swanidhi scheme. It was launched on 1st of June 2020 by the Government of India. As per recent information, Indian Armed Forces, they are taking part in a multi-country exercise called Bright Star. So Bright Star will be hosted by Egypt in partnership with which country? So 2 countries are basically involved in this. It is being hosted by Egypt in collaboration with America. In collaboration with America, it is taking place at the Mohammed Naguib military base. Mohammed Naguib military base. Exercise Bright Star. You know, when it started, it was a bilateral exercise between Egypt and America, but then it became multi-country exercise. Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, they have done an operation. What is the name of the operation? And they seized 9 kg of narcotic drugs worth 40 crore in New Delhi. It was called Operation Rainbow. It was called Operation Rainbow. Who has become the Vice President of New Development Bank, headquartered in Shanghai, also called the BRICS Bank? New Development Bank, Rajiv Ranjan has become the Vice President. And this bank is headquartered in Shanghai. And who is the President? Dilma Rousseff from Brazil. Dilma Rousseff from Brazil, right? New Development Bank. And who has become the new member of the New Development Bank? A lot of countries have become, for example, Algeria has become the 9th member. And Colombia, Uzbekistan, they have become members of New Development Bank. So 11 countries currently are members of New Development Bank. Which of the following city is said to become the first Indian city to have an urban public transport ropeway offering a modern solution to city travel? Look at the ropeway. You can call it cable car if you want. So the answer is Varanasi. The answer is Varanasi. And ropeway will cover 3.75 kilometer stretch linking Banaras Kent railway station with Godolia Chowk. And it will cut the travel time from around 50 minutes to just 15 minutes. So they have taken the help of a Switzerland company also in this. What was the name of that Swiss company? The Swiss company is called BMAG. And this contract for this ropeway was given to Vishwa Samudra Engineering Private Limited, which is a Hyderabad-based company. Contract was given by National Highway Logistics Management Company, which is a subsidiary of National Highway Authority of India. And this cable car can transport 96,000 passengers per day. Which security force has launched its first all-women commando unit with an initial batch of 30 women, and they are being trained in Madhya Pradesh. All-women commando unit has been launched recently by Central Industrial Security Force, which works under the Ministry of Home Affairs. And women constitute only 8% of CISF. CISF gives security in the parliament. It also gives security at the airports. It protects our Maharatan, Miniratan, Navratan companies. And recently, Geeta Samota is a sub-inspector in CISF. She has scaled Mount Everest. She has become the first person from CISF to scale Mount Everest. Which of the following state has been selected to host the FIDE World Cup? FIDE World Cup in chess will be hosted by Goa from 30th of October to 7th of November. Ayurveda Day was celebrated for the first time ever. It will be celebrated for the first time ever on which date? The date is now fixed, 23rd of September. Because earlier, Ayurveda Day was celebrated on Dhanvantri Jayati, that is 2 days before Diwali, and it was not fixed. But now the day is fixed. And what is the theme of this year? Ayurveda for people and planet. Now, before I say goodbye to you, I want to show you some good books that you should remember, books and authors. Sonali Bendre, famous actress, has written a book called A Book of Books. Then Sudha Murthy has written a book called How to Be Happy with Who You Are. Chetan Bhagat's new book is coming, 12 years. Shashi Tharoor has written a book called Our Living Constitution. Then Veer Das, the famous comedian, has written The Outsider. He is also the first Indian to win Emmy Award, American Television Award, Emmy, EMMY. The World After Gaza is a book written by Pankaj Mishra. New Zealand's former Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has written a book, A Different Kind of Power. Arundhati Roy's new book is coming called Mother Mary Comes to Me. Now, KJS Dhillon, Lieutenant General, he has written a book called Wafadari, Imandari, Zimmedari. If you remember, one of his books was very famous, Kitne Ghazi Gaye, Kitne Ghazi Aaye. Manu Joseph, the famous journalist, has written the book Why the Poor Don't Kill Us. Harper Lee has written the book The Land of Sweet Forever. He is the writer who has written the To Kill a Mockingbird. Ashwin Sanghi, he has written a book called The Ayodhya Alliance. Dan Brown's new book is coming called The Secret of Secrets. And Amish Tripathi has written a book called The Chola Tigers. So that was a video for Best 300 MCQs for the month of August part 4. I'll see you in September part 1. Thank you for watching.